Imagine ruling the most powerful empire on earth. Your navy controls the oceans. Your army has defeated the greatest kingdoms in Europe. Your flag flies across the globe. Then, a group of farmers, merchants, blacksmiths, and ordinary colonists defeat your empire. It sounds impossible. Yet that's exactly what happened in 1783. But Britain didn't lose America because it was weak. It lost because it made a series of mistakes. Mistakes that changed the course of human history forever. This is the real story of how America won its independence. In the mid-1700s, the British Empire was the most powerful nation on earth. It controlled territories across North America, the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, and beyond. Among these possessions were 13 colonies stretching along the eastern coast of North America. These colonies were prosperous. Farmers grew tobacco, rice, and wheat. Merchants traded goods across the Atlantic. Shipbuilders built vessels that sailed around the world. Although the colonies belonged to Britain, most colonists governed themselves. They elected local assemblies, managed their own communities, and enjoyed freedoms rarely found elsewhere in the British Empire. For decades, the relationship worked. Britain protected the colonies supplied wealth and resources. Everyone benefited, or at least, it seemed that way. Everything changed in 1754. Britain and France began fighting for control of North America. The conflict would later become part of the 7 Years' War, a global war fought across Europe, North America, Africa, India, and the oceans. Britain eventually won. It gained vast new territories, but victory came at an enormous cost. Britain's national debt nearly doubled. The government desperately needed money. Officials in London looked across the Atlantic, toward the 13 colonies. They believed the colonists should help pay for the war that had protected them. It sounded reasonable, but many Americans strongly disagreed. They had already contributed soldiers, supplies, money, and now Britain wanted even more. This disagreement would become the spark that ignited a revolution. In 1765, Britain introduced a new law. It was called the Stamp Act. Nearly every legal document, newspaper, license, and printed paper required an official tax stamp. For people in London, this tax seemed small, but for American colonists, it represented something much bigger. They had no representatives in Parliament, no voice, no vote, yet they were expected to pay taxes. Soon, a powerful slogan spread across the colonies. No taxation without representation. Crowds filled the streets. Tax collectors resigned. British goods were boycotted. The relationship between Britain and its colonies was beginning to break apart.